Hello Flightsimers, how's it going? Welcome back to P3D everyone. We are back in the PMDG 777 freighter in P3D, obviously, which I was not even sure if I would ever come back to the P3D version of the 777 after the Microsoft Flight Sim release, but since we are anticipating the freighter being released for Microsoft Flight Sim, I thought maybe it's a nice opportunity to get back into P3D once more and fly this beautiful aircraft. And so that's the plan for today. We are flying Atlas Air, registry November 703 Golf Tango, which is an 11-year-old aircraft. Has originally been delivered to LAN or LAN or whatever you want to call it, the Chile-based carrier. And then I think in 2018, it has been transferred to Atlas Air. And we are sitting here in Anchorage, on the very northern part of the airport, and we just got some refueling since I believe these aircrafts typically only do refueling stops here in Anchorage. You can see they are often flying between mainland China and the States. And telling from the flight level, it seems like they are carrying the heavy bit from China to the States, and on the way back they typically climb up very high initially, rather indicating that they are flying empty. So that's why I also decided to operate the flight in that direction, to have some good bit of payload in here to get a good takeoff weight. And that's the setup, and then we will be heading down to Miami, a 7-hour flight, I think 7 hours and 15 minutes or so. And evening time here in Anchorage at the moment, then it will be pretty much a full nighttime flight, and then we will get to Miami during sunrise, which I'm very much looking forward to already. And so that's on today's flight. There's a few more things I want to mention. So if you are not really interested in that and rather want to see me head into the flight deck, then feel free to jump ahead. I will put the timestamps in the video description so you can see where it starts. But a few things I want to cover. First of them being some quick feedback on the last video, which was the VR video, my first VR video. So thanks a lot, guys, for viewing this one, and also for the great comments. Lots of good comments under the VR video. And I very much agree with what many of you guys wrote, that it has been a little bit hard to watch, and I think this is mainly due to settings. So my intention going forward is to do more VR videos. However, I first really need to get the settings straight and understand better how it works, what exactly impacts performance when using VR and whatnot. So I need to do some investigation in that regard, and then we will be back in VR eventually. Speaking of performance, also you might have seen my recent short video hinting that I have upgraded my computer, and I have indeed kicked out my old CPU and my old mainboard, my old ROMs, and replaced it with some pretty good new equipment. So I'm now running an i7 14700 KF. On a pretty good mainboard and some good ROMs as well, so that's really improving performance a lot. I did not ever expect that a CPU upgrade could actually benefit the flight sim performance so much, but it did. And the good thing is, especially here in P3D, since P3D is not as demanding as Microsoft Flight Sim, for example, I can now essentially run at a steady 60 FPS in pretty much all situations, which is very, very cool indeed. And so I think the P3D videos even will have a little bit of a higher quality going forward, although to be fair, I think it's not necessarily something you will see straight away when watching the videos. It's rather something I will feel when operating the flights. But so that's a good thing. And then also I do want to give a little bit of a teaser to what to expect in the next couple of weeks on this channel. So next week I will most likely be back in Microsoft Flight Sim, and we are flying into the new Aerosoft Frankfurt scenery, which I haven't tested yet, but I'm very much looking forward to get it and to use it. and we are flying the striped ones into Frankfurt. So if you already have any idea what airline I would be hinting to here, then feel free to leave a comment down below. Curious if you guys get it right. So that's on the plan. Also, yeah, I really want to get back into the Dreamliner. I haven't been flying Dreamliner in a very long time. Also, I kind of feel like I want to try the A340 once more. The first flight was not really satisfying, so I want to test if the aircraft got any better. And then, who knows? Maybe we'll even have an iFly 737 MAX sometime soon for Microsoft Flight Sim. They are doing a lot of teasing these days, so who knows? Maybe this will also be coming up. So yeah, lots of good stuff to look forward to. And right, I think now I covered all my lists. I actually had to make myself a list today, so I don't forget any topics. But I think that's that now, and let's kick off this flight, shall we? Right, first things first. We have loaded up the aircraft already, so maybe we should actually start out with a flight plan. Or I can just tell you what's on there. So we have a fuel load of 146,000 pounds. It's a little bit more than planned. Planned was 144.6 thousand pounds, but I just put in a touch more. Also in terms of payload, zero fuel weight of 478.9 thousand pounds, load level of 70%, so a pretty decent payload here today. And this will give us a cross weight of 624.9 out of a maximum of 766.8 thousand pounds. So we are, actually here it's a little bit different here, the maximum is 768.8. So we are, considering it's only a 7-hour flight, we are fairly heavy, so I'm looking forward to that departure. I've done the D-Link as well, so that's hooked up. Let's come over here. ADIRUs are coming on, emergency lights armed. Then we will head into the FMC. Just waiting so we can set the position. And why is it taking so long today? Usually it goes faster than this anyhow. Let's move ahead, requesting the routes instead. Okay, because still need some alignment time. Right, also we can initialize the flight. We will have a look at the charts. We are flying the Anchorage departure out of runway 15 today, which is a very cool one. So edit clip out on the Anchorage 1 departure. We will check the charts out in just a second. In the meantime, we will load in the routes. Wonder if I can do this step in parallel. Route uplink, there it is. That is nice. Departing runway 15 on the Anchorage 1. And then you can see after this we are on vectors and then out to TED, but we will actually not go back to the what is it, Ted Stevenson VOR, I think it is. But we will check out the charts in a second. Approaching Miami later on runway 09, that's close to the cargo apron. We will fly the coastal arrival coming from Debril, probably using the leg transition as well. Route activate. Performance in it, accept. Zero fuel weight. $478, kicking things off, flight level 330, cost an X80 on SimBrief. That is looking good. Then we can run the wind data uplink. And yeah, speaking about charts, so you can see it here, runway 15. So initially heading 149, only up to 600 feet, and then on a right-hand turn on heading 201. So fairly low right-hand turn in a heavy aircraft. Very much looking forward to that. And after that, we will go vectors towards the first waypoint, which is somewhere to the east, but we will likely not head back to the Anchorage VR over the airfield, since that makes very little sense indeed. Right. So I think I can put in 149, was it? Yeah, heading 149 can come in here. .149 in here. We will start. Yeah, we're flying offline, so let's make it easy. 330. Execute the wind. VNAV. Forecast loads. That is in there as well. Let's see, Brock was 28.1 on arrival. That is plenty indeed. And then we just need to do the performance calculation. Before we do that, let's click on the APU. We're gonna be very quick from here on. Ooh, Atlas Air 747 taxiing out. Nice, some company traffic. Sweet, seems like even a special livery going on here. Nice, very cool. Okay, performance. Copy FMC data. Runway is dry. Wind. Let's see. We have wind 130 at 9, gusting 20. So gusting winds. It says it's 12 degrees in here on 2989. Let's try takeoff 2, just curious how it works. Optimum, auto. Weight and balance, we can reach from aircraft. It's gonna be very short taxi out. So let's just put in some trip fuel, and this will be 120,000 pounds roughly. Complete. 624.9. Right, so that's a takeoff 2, selected temperature 37. 237, giving 90% N1, flap 5, 26, and then we have speeds 163, 66, 67. 163, 66, 67, beautiful. 167 going in here. Flight directors, LNAV, VNAV. Oxygen, briefly checked in between. And then we can jump into the checklists as well. Oxygen is tested. Park and brake needs to be on, of course. Flight instruments, 148, 148. I'm reading 170 feet. 170 feet. 170 feet in here. That looks good. Altimeters were 2989. Right. That is that, and now let's see, doors, close all. Temperature can, transponder can come to 1000, arm all, and then we can already ask for pushback. Good stuff. Seatbelts, of course. APU's running, primary external power comes off, PAC's coming on. And then we go to ground connections, remove everything.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Ah, there's the 747 going. Beautiful. Okay, bypass pin has been inserted, so we can kick on the hydraulics. Fuel pumps coming on as well. Okay, this one is good, and then the other ones, beacons coming on.
Locking gear.
Transponder coming. Yeah, tail is going left.
Release parking brakes, please.
To XPDR, and then before start checklist, MCP is set 162, 149, 330. Takeoff speeds 163, 66, 67. Zero prepare is completed. Trim. And you forgot something. 5.5.
Release parking brakes, please.
Like that. Trim is set. Others are 0 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed.
Release parking brakes, please.
Let's go.
Commencing push.
Okay guys, let's fire up the beautiful GE engines. Starting with number 1, or the left one. Fuel is coming in, as simple as that. And in the meantime, VORs. So, oil quantity is dropping, oil temperature should be rising, as well as oil pressure. And then we are looking for ignition. There it is.
Please set parking brakes. Unlocking gear.
Right, that was the left engine. Same procedure with the right one. But this time we'll look outside.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Nice. G engines are always a pleasure to watch. Okay, ground crew is clear. In that case, APU is coming off. This is coming RTO. We're having a flap 5 departure trim has been set already. We will do a flight control check. Left, full right, full up, full down, and rudder full left and full right. That's checked. Before taxi checklist, anti-ice not required. Recall is checked. Flag control is checked. Ground equipment is clear. And since we are very close to the runway, let's complete the before takeoff checklist as well. Flaps 5 is set. Yeah, we just need to taxi out here. It is the shortest of all taxis. Right, let's go. Right, let's get ready. Traffic and let's do weather, and then we have traffic and terrain over here. This is coming to TARA. The approach is looking free, so let's be cleared for takeoff. It's like something is actually hitting on FPS right now, that's strange. But still good, of course. Right guys, I'm looking forward to this. So just to recap, climbing up to 600 feet and then a quick right-hand turn heading 201, and then we are on our way. Okay, clock.
On runway 14.
Let's go. Let's go flying. Okay, so stabilizing at 55. Just around there. Looks good. Takeoff. Nice. Oh wow, look at this. Oh, beautiful.
80 knots.
Check it. Oh yeah, I can feel the wind from the left hand side.
V1.
Rotates.
Rotate. V2.
Be careful on the rotation, nice and slow. 7.5, waiting for liftoff. There we are.
Under rear climb.
Gear up. Okay, we're past the 600 feet already. Right hand turn. Acceleration altitude. Let's trim out the aircraft. Knots. Flaps 1, speed check, flaps 1. Flaps up. Set. The aircraft should be stable now when I release the yoke. Yeah, almost, not quite. To pull a touch more. Right. Okay, we are on our way. Now, let's, as discussed, go direct to Jeska. And let's hand fly a bit more. That's cool. Kind of also want to look outside. Can we do both? Oh yeah. It's like the fly-by-wire trim is not working quite as expected. Right, but now after completing the turn we will click on the autopilot. Okay. autopilot is on. After takeoff checklist is completed. Right guys, and that for the departure. Still in the clouds, lots of clouds around here. And yeah, cool. We are on our way. We are on our way. That was a nice departure. Really enjoyed this one. And catch you later for a hopefully nice sunrise approach into Miami. Enjoy! So here we are guys, welcome back to the flight deck as we are closing in on Miami, and yeah, just as we are going through a little bit of turbulence here, which we just felt a few seconds ago. Right, so as you can see, yeah, that's the coastline, Florida coastline down there, looks pretty cool, but unfortunately no daylight yet. I think it's supposed to get bright really any minute from now. We still have a bit of route to fly, so let's see, maybe we just get the first glimpses of daylight for our landing. Right, we are flying the Coastal 2 RNAV arrival. We are now, let's check into Coastal itself. Into Coastal itself, which is up here, 16,000 below. And as per usual with the huge arrival routes in the US, so we will just follow it along. We will be lining up for landing on runway 09, so we will take the most southerly route here, ending on Bills, and then on vectors. Then we will sort of self-vector ourselves to make a 180 degree right and turn. Then it's a pretty normal ILS landing on runway 09er. So still need to fly south and then around the airfield, so I think will be a few more minutes to go. And yeah, then it's nothing crazy really, it's just the normal sort of everyday ILS approach. It's a big runway. I've calculated for an ORBX 2 landing with flaps 30, however, so ORBX 2 still plenty of landing distance available. I wonder, I feel like, I know that some people are landing the 777 at flap 25, however I feel like it's the speed really gets quite high, 153. I mean, we can do it. I don't think I've ever done it, so maybe today is actually a good day to try it. So 7.8 versus 7.3. Yeah, it's not a huge difference in landing distance. We are coming in a little bit faster, 153 knots. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. That's a nice change. So let's go flap 29. 25 with speed 149 like that. Right, we can also keep on descending further. And yeah, what else? Weather not very spectacular at all. Early morning hours here in Miami, so we have winds 3 knots, 070. Good visibility, a few clouds, scattered clouds, broken clouds, lots of clouds. Still quite warm and humid as well, so 28 and 24 points to a lot of humidity. 29996 right now down there, so updating this one. And yeah, that's a short approach briefing, but I feel like that's actually all we can really talk about approach. Altimeter is set, so this checklist is completed as well. Of course, we need to look out for traffic that might be the biggest challenge for us today. And yeah, we can also prep for a potential missed approach, of course. So we climb to 800 feet, then right, turning to climbing to 3000, direct to the Virginia Key VOR and hold there as published at 3000. So that's pretty straightforward as well. Right. I think that's that for the approach brief, and now we still have a few miles to cover. So I will, yeah, probably meet you back somewhere over Miami downtown. So we are just flying parallel to the airfield. We can see it down there on the right hand side. Seems like FPS are dropping down to 30 for some reason, and I don't even know which setting is doing that, but it feels like if my computer cannot really keep up with the 60, then it's dropping down to 30, which is a bit odd, but as long as it's a stable 30, it's totally fine. I mean, it's absolutely flyable. So let's see how it's down in Miami. Also, I am running at pretty high settings right now, so you can see lots of autogen buildings and road lights and stuff like this. So yeah, let's see how it works. And seems like the approach is quite free, so we can even intercept at grid, and then we still have a 11-mile final. So that should be okay, I guess. I mean, it's at the end of the runway, so it's essentially 9 miles to the runway from grid, but that's still fine. So we can continue to drop down to 3000. Flight level change. Quite bumpy right now. And we also want to lose some speed. I think we can actually start doing it right now. So let's drop down to 220 for now. Flap 1 speed is 265, that's quite high, so we can easily go flap 1. Let's do that. Check flaps 1. Right, and then we can go heading select and turn right on a course of, also find approaches 090 essentially, so we can go 060, so we have a 30-degree intercept, 092, but that's fine. Yeah, already down at 3000 right now. Easy stuff. Speed 200. I'm a bit surprised by these turbulences, considering it's just supposed to be a very calm morning. This is quite a bit. It's still no light. That's really disappointing. I was really hoping for at least a tiny bit of daylight. Yeah, maybe once we are at the stand. Right, let's go localizer. And now just by coincidence we actually made it perfectly for the leg intercept onto the localizer. Right, let's go flap 5. I'm also getting quite close to this alpha range with these turbulences going on. localizer captured. We are overshooting. Bit surprised by that. I was expecting the aircraft to do a better job of intercepting that localizer, but never mind. And yeah, 3000 is still set for the go-round altitude. Flap 15 speed is 230. So let's go flap 15 even. Lose a few more knots. Approach mode. And then we're just looking for the glide slope to intercept. This needs to come to arm, of course. Landing checklist will be next. Let's do those lights on. So we have everything on. Wow, look at the scene. That's pretty cool actually. Speed 180. And that should be the glide slope any second now. There we go, glide slope captured. And now I wonder if the turbulences stop as we are leaving the altitude. Very bumpy stuff. Okay, approaching 2000, so gear down, flaps 20. Speed 160. Double checking, final approach speed now it's 148, plus 5 is 153. Can drop down to 153 right now. And flaps 25. So landing checklist should be completed any second. There we go. And we will do some flying, and now also the turbulence stopped, which is nice. Alright, my aircraft I'm flying auto throttle on today. I do not understand why the aircraft is pitching up while we are spot on the fly-by-wire trim speed. That should not be the case, I believe.
Approaching 09.
Right, I'm seeing 2 reds, 2 whites, also straight on the glide slope. Looks like these two are lining up, that's nice. Tiny bit low. Oh, there's actually some aircraft taxiing out for departure.
Approaching minimums.
Quite lucky that we're coming in first.
Minimums.
Continue.
$100. 50. 30. 20. 10. 5.
And get down. Come on. Oh, got a little bit of floater. There we are. Touchdown, reverse. Reverse green, decel. Here we go. Oh man, that was close. Let's go manual. Let's take the high speed here. Let's go manual braking. That was close to a pretty good landing. I felt like we leveled out there. It's like 4 or 3 feet above the ground.
Feet remaining.
Okay, idle forward. Manual braking. Yeah, we had that already. Right, so let's vacate. Very cool. Yeah, look at this, guys. There, the sky is just getting a touch brighter. Alright. Okay, a bit of a clean up. And we will take an immediate left-hand turn, because we need to be heading for the cargo ramp. Alright folks, so here we are. That was strange. I got a sim crash on the way to the stand. Not very often that this happens. Not sure what was going on with my computer. It like really blocked a lot of stuff, and I actually restarted it. Now it runs a bit smoother. So that was strange. Never mind. Yeah, and now I try to recreate the same time, sort of. And this was the kind of daytime situation or morning situation which I would have hoped to come in for the landing. Unfortunately, we were like 10 to 15 minutes early for that. But yeah, still quite cool. I'm happy with the flight. Happy with the aircraft as well, of course. The PMDG always is a good aircraft to fly. I am very much looking forward to the Microsoft Flight Sim version of this aircraft. I think there's not really a point in comparing them. The aircrafts will be pretty much just the same, as both of them are very advanced and perfect in a way, you could say. I still kind of like to fly the heavies in Microsoft Flight Sim as well, so looking forward to finally do some long-haul cargo hauling in Microsoft Flight Sim whenever the plane will be released. Right, so I would say this completes today's journey. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and once again next week we will be checking out the new Aerosoft Frankfurt scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim. Very much looking forward to that as well, and hope you guys too. And yeah, have a good rest of the weekend, and catch you next week. Bye bye.